guys, we are here at Memorial MRI
And Diagnostics.
Women's Center.
We're going to do some breast imaging on these little puppies. Right?
Little.
They're not little, friend. They are not little.
I mean, compared to Jackie's, yes.
Yes, so we are going to go inside and get these puppies smashed and
We're in Spring Branch, Houston. They do have different locations.
Yes,
we're in Spring
Branch.
Branch.
Yeah, we're in Spring Branch today.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Welcome to episode 15. We are super excited for the month of October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We are here in Houston at Spring Branch at MRI.
Memorial MRI Diagnostics.
That. And today we have a guinea pig.
2, actually.
Lorette. Lorette is going to show us how to get a mammogram done. Allison is so gracious. She's going to give us a lot of information today, a lot of statistics. And Shay is going to do the booby smash.
She gets to smash the boobies.
But,
Please don't.
You know, it's just really important. This is a, just like our pap smear, this is a one time a year thing. You need to do it because early detection saves lives. You want to catch it at stage 1, not stage 4, right?
Right.
So it's all about early detection. So if you're in need and you can't afford a mammogram, honey, there's places who will work with you and help you and reach out and let us know. We will help you. But go get this important test done.
Absolutely.
It saves lives. It's about early detection. So Allison, you tell us a little bit about the boobage.
The boobage. Well, first of all, it's recommended that we get our mammograms from 40 to 86 every year. And you're right, we will help you. I see so many patients who are worried about money. You're more important than your money.
That's right.
Yes.
And so, we can worry about that after the fact. If you come in and you're having an issue, we are a very family-oriented company, and we're more concerned about you than
I love to
than
hear
things like that. So we will definitely work with anyone that needs some help. You can always feel free to reach out to me, or just give a phone call and ask for Allison. But other than that, yeah, it's very important to get your mammo every year. This year just alone, the expected statistics state about 310,000 women will be diagnosed in the United States this year. It's very preventable. What kind of resonates with me is when a woman comes in and
When
she
you
has
say, I'm sorry to interrupt you, when you say it's preventable, what's preventable?
preventable.
Breast cancer
It's
is
not
preventable.
It's not preventable, but the
Stages?
The stages are preventable.
Like early detection.
Early detection
matters,
is
right?
preventable. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. But if you stay on top of it, it'll save your life.
Right.
I love that.
There are different types of breast cancers that are more aggressive, and that's why it is recommended that we get our mammo every year. I've seen that too. I mean, there's a metastatic breast cancer can kill you within a year.
Right.
And so that's another thing that we stress. If anything ever looks funny, if you notice a difference with the way your breast looks, your skin's thickening, there's dimpling, you have nipple discharge,
Can I show you this?
yeah, don't put that away. Address it, because that's
That's
a lot
right.
of women, they're so busy worrying about their kids and their husbands, and we forget to take care of ourselves.
That's right.
And then we lose something. We lose
What
our
about
But
the
it-
women with the implants? Because I hear a lot of women like, well, I don't need it. I just have implants, so I don't have that much tissue.
That is absolutely
No.
ridiculous.
False. Yeah.
You have breast tissue that will grow bad things if we don't check it.
Even up to your underarms.
Even
Yeah,
up
it's
to
like
your
it goes into
underarms.
your lymph
Lymph
nodes.
nodes.
The upper outer quadrant of the breast, if you put a cross over where your armpits are, where your lymph nodes are, that's the most common area where
Oh,
things
wow.
are found, and that's kind of the train
That's where my mom's
station to
was
your
found.
brain. Okay?
Right in there?
Yes.
Yes.
So, that's another thing. People complain about that view and leaning you over. We're
Yeah.
not doing it to be ugly. I got to look at your lymph node.
Yeah, it hurt though.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
But
good.
it's not unbearable. But
No,
correct.
it's very quick.
Yes.
It's very
Yes.
quick, but it saves lives.
15
so.
minutes of uncomfortableness
That's
to
right.
save a life.
How would you
It's
say?
not-
15?
Seconds?
I do it in
Minutes.
5.
No, it's about
Y'all need to bust me out in 3. Shay, what do you
No,
want to say?
Shay is good though, because she.
Well, one factor I think is worth mentioning is it's uncomfortable, but each compression's 10 seconds.
Ah,
Right.
see, I was wrong.
And then it releases automatically. And us mammotechs, we're nice people, So if we can apply
Contrary
the
to
compression a
popular-
little bit at a time, and if you just say ow, we'll stop.
We'll let you out.
So is it, sometimes you know how the breast
let
can be
you
a little
out.
dense, so do you have to go a little
eject.
tighter?
Yeah.
Ideally, you want tight so they can look through the tissue better, because
Right.
that's part of how they detect it. If the tissue spread out, they can see inside better.
Right.
The ideal is you want tight, but if it hurts, just tell your tech.
Yeah.
Think
That
of
makes
cookie
sense.
dough. Think of chocolate chip cookie dough.
Mhm.
If you spread that out, you can see the chips.
Right.
Yeah.
You go see things on top of each other. Women don't like that compression, but if we can spread that out and look through things, because we're looking for microcalcifications.
Okay.
That's how breast cancer starts.
Sure.
A breast cancer starts about the size of a grain of sugar.
Mhm.
You're not going to feel that, you know. So
Right.
if you go get your mammogram on it, you know they're digital now. It'll look like a pixel's out.
Okay,
And
but
can that- would that be
speaking
picked
of that, I'm sorry,
Yes.
go
Would
ahead.
that be picked up from the mammogram?
That would be
that
picked
small?
up, yes, ma'am, most definitely.
Speaking of that, real talk, does 3D help? Does
Yes.
it matter? Is
It
it a
does.
better, okay,
Yes.
okay.
3D was created to help give ultrasound information. It's just not a straight picture. The image is taken, I don't like to refer to it like this, but the slices. So let's say we pick up a lump, a mass, a cyst. We don't know what it is. You know, there's something in there. We can go look through slice 36 and see, is it full of fluid? Is it a cyst?
That's right,
Is
it
it
could
solid?
be an old milk
It
duct.
could be an
that
old
has-
milk, it could be anything, but it'll give the radiologist a little bit more information. It might prevent a callback.
Right.
You know, a lot of times we'll call back anyway just to be sure that someone's life, but you know, in some cases it will prevent some scares and some, you know, a callback, and most definitely gives a lot more information than a 2D
Right.
mammoth.
So in my breasts, I wouldn't have any boobs if it wasn't for cysts. Like, I'm just,
So you're fibrocystic.
I
Okay.
am full of cysts, but praise God, they're benign.
They're benign.
Amen.
We've had to do a few biopsies.
Really?
And and they've come back fine. It was like a milk duct that was, you know, had milk left over in it. It was green. It was gross. But you know, so mine are tender. They
Yes,
hurt.
ma'am.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you have something wrong.
Right.
No,
It
actually,
doesn't.
That's a good
Cancer
point.
typically, I hear, does not
Not hurt.
Hurt.
No.
generally.
Generally.
Generally, if
Okay.
you have a lump and it doesn't hurt, you know, there's going to be a point where something would hurt. Fibrocystic women don't like mammograms. And
Right.
so what we suggest before
Why don't
mammogram,
we?
because the cysts will fill with fluid, your cysts, they're irritated. And
Right.
when you
Wow.
press
Pressing
on that,
them.
yeah,
Okay.
it
Okay,
irritates
yeah.
them. So the time of the month might be
Mhm.
something you could factor in, you know, not, you know, if you're
Not coming
ovulating
during
and kind of
your-
feeling,
yeah.
Mhm.
you know, or if, don't go have a Starbucks, caffeine.
Caffeine.
That
Really?
irritates, yeah.
Chocolate?
Oh, yeah.
Caffeine irritates your
Triggers it.
nipples.
Yeah, it irritates.
It will.
Well, no, it causes
Yeah.
it causes it causes those cysts to retain water.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Okay.
Can't
So
look what I'm
caffeine,
drinking.
so chocolate, like I said, coffee, chocolate.
All the
I have
good
an iced
stuff.
tea drinker.
Yeah, that's so bad for you.
If
Well,
you
that
lay
is
off of it,
caffeine.
lay
Yeah.
off of it for a few days, and it does make a little bit of a difference.
It does.
If you don't.
I also have my gynecologist. I don't know if this is true. I'm not a doctor. I have breast pain because they are fibrocystic. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
And so I take B6. And I was like, he's like, just take B6. And if I ever miss that for a couple of days, my boobs start hurting. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But off of me and on to Lorette. So Lorette is our guinea pig today.
Yes.
And her mom, I think she told you, we lost her due to stage 4.
Yeah, breast cancer. She was, I mean, she lived with it for about 9 years.
Oh,
And we
wow.
talked
In
about,
remission.
What
no,
stage
no,
was
no.
that?
She
when-
lived, she found out that she was stage 3. But see, my mom felt the lump. And it was higher. It was interesting how you were talking about that. It was higher in her, like her chest cavity. And, you know, she was very proactive because she came from a history, not on paper, like genetically. Her only 2 other sisters have breast cancer, one at 24 and one at 50. They're still alive and well. Never had a relapse. My mom, it was misdiagnosed twice. She went to get a mammogram. It didn't show up because it was so high in the chest cavity. And it's like when you go to a doctor and they say, you're fine, you're good, you're not gonna fight them. I mean, now you will because you're more aware. But back then she's like, okay, cool, it's nothing. But 3 months later, it grew. And then she went back. She had an MRI and an ultrasound. There's a diagnostic one. Ultrasound?
Diagnostic, yes.
And they said, let's watch it. Well, in that time, my dad was self-employed. They had a very high deductible. So in her mind, she thought she had to pay $8,000 before getting a biopsy. Ended up going, pulls up in her Jaguar at Bentall because she's like, I don't want to pay $8,000. Turns out that the same oncologist that treated her for all 9 years was the same doctor that saw her at Bentall and told her, after the biopsy, you have stage 3, stage 4. So they were my mom was a fierce fighter because she tried every type of chemo. Her stage, she should have technically on paper died within 2 years. But she didn't die until the 9-year mark. And she was completely healthy. You would see her at Walmart, shopping, whatever. It wasn't until it went and metastasized in her brain, because it had metastasized in the lung and the liver and the bone. It traveled a lot. But until it traveled to the brain, that's when radiation
Just because
hit.
those lymph nodes under your arms.
And they took about 12 out, So there's
12 lymph nodes?
12 lymph nodes at the day of the surgery. But there's a misconception that, this family history,
There
and
is.
Did it matter because that BRCA test you were talking about?
Right.
Can you explain about that?
BRCA1. We run a genetics program through my department.
Okay.
And we offer that to our patients. It is pretty much free. Our average copay on that, if you have a family history or if you're related to someone who's had breast cancer, ovarian or pancreatic cancer, it's about a $15 copay.
Wow.
Cash price is about $240. They run a deal with us for our specific patients.
Right.
We'll check you for 40 genes, including the BRCA genes.
Yeah, that runs in my family on one side. It's like it skipped around, right?
Yeah.
So my aunt had it, and unfortunately now she went through radiation, did everything, and then she was in remission, and now it's came back, but it just went somewhere else. But her daughter has it. She tested positive for the HER2 gene, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then when she was the one that we almost had to strangle to go get a mammogram,
Checking a
but it was
mammogram
under her.
Under her arm.
It was under her arm and around her areola,
Aw.
and so they had to remove all the
Lymph nodes?
lymph nodes under all of that. But
But did
then
it
they
show-
did a whole they did a mastectomy.
Yeah.
Because they were in fear that the tissue she had
Right.
was going to grow back.
Right. Right.
She takes a lot of medicine for it to try to get over that, but it's only because she I always tell her you had been seeing, but you prevented going because you was afraid of what they were going
That
to say.
fear, of
That
course.
fear is what messes it
Right.
up.
So
and
what
My-
happens?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are you sure? What happens if I were to get this genetic testing, and what could it show, and what could I do with that information?
it's a blood test that
Okay.
we offer here. We have paramedics on site, and we'll take a sample and mail it in. We work with a company called Natera,
Okay.
and we will check you for 8 types of cancer, including breast cancer genes. If you come up positive with something, even if it's not breast cancer related, we will send you to a specialist who
Okay.
will help refer you to someone to take care of you.
Does that
people
mean you
wanna
have
know.
cancer active, or will it tell you if you
It'll
have
tell you
cancer?
if you've inherited the genes,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that if you're predisposed to
Okay.
develop those, which is a high likelihood. Doesn't mean,
Well,
but
having that knowledge is power.
Yes.
Let's say that. Having that knowledge, it may help a person decide, okay, then I'm not going to smoke.
Yes.
I'm not going to
Live a
drink.
healthier lifestyle.
Right, because you know that is a, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna remove
Or
my breast.
well, it'll
I-
put
Yeah.
you in check. It will.
Yeah.
And and one thing that kind of discourages us when we have patients come in is, I don't need a mammogram. It's not my family. I don't have
Oh,
the
yeah,
genes.
Oh no.
Well, we're only talking about 5 to 10%.
That would
of
be
the
me.
population.
I'd be one of those people.
We got 95% of the population of females that are, that bad luck.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Right.
Environment.
It's 1 in 8.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Well, I was double checking on my statistics last night, and I was reading that, as we were discussing earlier, as you age, your odds of developing breast cancer increases.
Increases.
Okay, it's kind of like
And a
men
lifetime
with
on that.
prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
It's inevitable.
through menopause.
Yes, yes.
That happens.
Yes,
right?
well, and if you do, you're a mother who develops breast cancer before menopause, is, really needs to have her daughters looked at. Her daughters need to go and check, Anytime a mother is diagnosed with breast cancer, the daughters need to go 10 years before mom's diagnosis. So if you were diagnosed at 38, your daughter needs to have a baseline at 28.
Yeah.
So they can look at it.
So they can check her and make sure she doesn't have it, because
Right.
and then maybe get a BRCA gene test, and see if she
Have
has
you done that
anything.
test?
I've not done the test, but I've been coming since I was 30. to
Okay,
get
so
it.
We can
you
do
go
it
every
today.
Yeah,
year.
because we get a baseline.
You go every
Yeah,
I
year.
always get your baseline.
Yeah.
Every year,
Shane
every
has
2 years.
I love that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So-
Shay got something to say.
Oh,
Well, what I was going to say with regards to the genetic test is hypothetically, if you carry the BRCA gene, a lot of insurance companies will help you save money on getting a breast MRI. You carry the gene, so that test is more relevant. And with Natera, if you test positive, first, second, and third degree relatives get tested for free as long as they do
that's
it within
amazing.
90 days.
That's
So
interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
helping your family, if that's not incentive, I don't know what is.
no, that's amazing. But a lot of women, I have a friend who was just diagnosed today with stage 4
Wow.
metastatic. And so she's done her first round of chemo. But my girl, she had white coat syndrome. She was very scared to go to the doctor, and also she did not have insurance. And so she always paid out of the pocket to go to the doctor, right? So I know.
A place like this would have been beneficial.
Yes,
and that's
thank
one
you.
thing I did want to mention is I kind of feed on the callbacks from the big hospitals. We have
Right.
great prices. Once you go from a screening and you need more additional imaging, our prices here are wonderful. I've worked at a couple other mammo places, and we have wonderful equipment, wonderful people, but we're very reasonable with our prices. And we will, like I said in the beginning, work with you. We're trying to
Tell
save
us
you.
about your locations. Where are you guys located?
We're here in 1241 Campbell Road. This is Spring Branch. We have one off the Katy Freeway and off Mason and I-10. I have a Sugarland location off Highway 6 near Highway 90, near Constellation Field.
Okay.
We have a location in Tomball near the medical center up there.
Okay.
We opened a mammo program just last year in Beaumont.
Oh,
And-
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have one. I'm trying to build on that. We're actually having a grand opening. We moved some stuff over. We're having a grand opening this evening.
Oh,
There,
congratulations.
thank you. And we have purchased a facility up in Frisco.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Nice.
we're working on. We have some partnerships up in Dallas right now, so but that's still in the works. And like I said, we're small time, but that's where we can kind of help work with people, and we have the ability to work with the prices. I mean, we care about you guys, and so
Right.
I just rather my patients come in and get it done, and we'll figure out the rest later.
Absolutely.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's-
So you do work with most insurance plans?
We do
Yes.
work with most. If
But
there's
somebody can come in and cash pay, right?
cash pay prices are wonderful.
Okay.
Tell us
You know,
about
this
the flyer or the promotion you have going on for
So
October.
in October, we offer a 3D mammogram and a bone density for $85.
That is so good.
Yes,
That
$85
is so good.
cash. The key to that is you need to be scheduled in October, or if you've scheduled in October, I'll get you the first week or two in November. But we'll look back to see that it was scheduled, because that's not fair either.
Right.
So, but we offer that deal throughout the month of October. We'll do the mammo, and then we'll do the bone density, and give you a copy of your bone density to give back to your doctor.
That is great.
Hey, everyone, please. They got multiple locations.
Yes.
Please reach out. If you haven't had your mammogram this year, you still have time. We're still in October. So call and schedule
Yes.
so you can get that deal. It is worth it.
Yes, it is.
One
You're
breast
worth
at a
it.
time.
You're worth it.
We're saving them one breast at a time.
That's right, peace of mind.
Yeah.
But again, just to reiterate, early detection is everything when it comes to breast cancer. It's cancer. It is early detection is everything. So don't put it off. Don't fear it. Just go do it. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first.
Love yourself.
Love yourself. I love
Thank
that.
you, ladies.
Thank you,
That was
ladies.
so
Thank
informative.
you.
Can we squish your boobies now?
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go cheer our girl.
Where's my Xanax? Where's my Xanax? Jackie, you're missing the fun.
Do you have
We're missing one.
I thank you. That's a
I
compliment.
don't know.
What'd you say, boo?
Do I have breast
I need to make sure.
No, I do.
She has to know
that way she can do it on the machine right now.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, Teresa.
What do you do? I know
Let's
this
help
is
our
our
friend. Let's help our friend.
You,
Come on, Mama.
you busted my bubble.
Put it up there.
Go on.
Put
What
it-
say?
Okay, I need you to lift
If you
this
have
up.
It's not
breast
that heavy.
implants, we
It's not
press
that
it on
heavy.
there and we just take pictures of the implants in each view. And then we
Our
press
friendship just went to a whole
the
new level. I've never
regular
fondled
tissues
you
in the
before.
front.
Jackie
And we
missed it.
press what we
She
can in
always
the
want me to
front.
touch her.
Is it harder if it's in front of the muscle versus behind the muscle, or it doesn't make a
It doesn't
difference?
make it, it's how you act.
It's
That's how you act.
Even if you get the surgery, what is it? I always get it wrong. Not vasectomy, mastectomy.
Mhm.
Even if you get them removed, if you have a line of history of breast cancer, there's still breast tissue there, right?
So we get some of those. Typically, you don't need it. If it's not there, you don't do it. But
Okay.
if I get a lady who comes in who's really worried, like I understand that. Like if I
Right.
went through that kind of hell, and
Right.
you're telling me no.
Right.
So the best thing we do, I just tell my techs to do what's called the MLO, the one under the arm.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Okay,
the
is
muscle,
there's
the
still
breast
stuff
is a
here.
muscle,
Yeah.
right? It's
And
not-
that seems to satisfy them. They already know what's going on here. And if I
Right.
tell them I'll get a good picture of what I can,
Right.
because if you've had radiation and surgery there, you're already tender,
Yeah.
and we're not really going to get much here.
Right.
It's just really kind of cool.
Because it's flat
yeah,
anyway.
right here.
Right.
So
My
it's going
bra,
to
right?
satisfy
Yeah.
somebody and make them feel like they're loved. You know, we'll do that if they want to do it. I'll
That's
talk to them
great.
and tell them it's not necessary, but you know, if it's necessary to you, I'll do
For their-
it. Look
okay.
at her.
So when you go get your breasts done, that you
Or Madonna.
No, I don't know
No.
how I fit in
No,
that bra.
this is with the bra and.
No, that's for you now because my corner of my boob was
your
over
side
here.
bra, your side titty hanging.
Can I stand right here?
My titty got a titty.
Okay,
All right.
what do I need to do?
Okay. You did not say my titty got a titty.
Can y'all be my support team,
Yes.
please?
You can do it. Go.
Are we doing
Go.
it? Okay.
The thing y'all need to know, y'all are in live X-ray, so you might want to be
Oh,
back
no.
over here.
Let me go on that side.
Yeah,
I don't
just
think like 20 people are in for a mammogram.
Yeah, I don't know if like on film it would look good.
Okay.
If y'all don't loosen
Okay,
the room.
so I'm just gonna have you
Something's
take this
expiring.
arm out of the
Yeah.
sleeve. I'm straight up pretending you're a patient right now.
Yes, please do.
My friend needs.
All right. You'll wanna
Oh, it is
relax.
pretty.
You'll wanna relax your arm best you can, because sometimes when
the
it's
camera.
tight, it holds tissue back.
Okay.
Look that way, and I'm gonna lean you in like you're listening to gossip.
Oh, she's good for that cheese, man.
Always, always.
And flat.
Here's the picture.
I want to look at the picture.
Oh, that's a beautiful,
So it's all
Look, we're
her breast
brown the
tissue.
same now.
beautiful friend. She nursed. Does nursing help prevent?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
A
want to lose
woman who
that.
has a baby in her 20s versus a woman who has her first child in her 30s, I'm 3 times more likely to develop breast cancer
What?
because
Why
my
did you
first
tell me
breast
that? I
cancer,
had
my first
babies
pregnancy
from
was in my
At least you had
30s.
a baby.
Wait,
I haven't
y'all
had
didn't
one yet.
hear
I'm
her.
35.
Okay, let's say it
Just
again.
little statistics. So I had my first child at 33 versus my best friend had a baby at 20.
Mm-hmm.
And just because of our
Yeah, of
ages,
course.
I'm 3 times more likely to develop breast cancer just because of that.
Well, so does it count because I had 2 in my 20s and 3 in my
Yes,
30s?
yes.
You're
Every
good.
year
Your
your
first
child.
child
Burn
versus
your
your
child.
20s. Yeah.
Keep telling you,
So,
I had
yeah.
mine at 16.
Yeah, but then you're perfect.
Team mom, it paid off.
That's one of the reasons.
Team mom.
That's a beautiful breast. That's what we want to see, right?
That looks like the Nile River right there. Look at all those streams going through there.
Girl, that look like
Are those
Guadalupe.
veins? What are they?
Yeah, these are
Guadalupe
veins.
River.
This is her tissue. Now, if she, no offense, but if she was 25, this would be all white. That would be the
Oh.
fibroglandular tissue.
Yeah,
like
okay.
I bet you have some white.
Well-
It's usually behind the nipple and it might arc under the arm. That's
Mhm.
called an axillary tail. Her armpit's here. And
Yeah.
so some women, they'll have that. It'll look like a teardrop going that way. And we'll add a view and we'll get all the back of that dense tissue. She has got more of a heterogeneously scattered fiber glandular density.
38, 39 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
This is
Great
the map of the
scrabble-
rivers
scrabble
in
word.
Texas.
That's our team.
So,
There you go.
I breastfed my son for 3 years. Does that help reduce breast
Yes.
cancer?
3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
I was like, bro, you
said
suck
until he
everything
was
up.
3?
3.
That was too much.
Girl, that was too
She
much.
said it was too much.
It was,
Girl, I'm gonna check you.
Y'all can no longer talk about me because
So
I
I've heard
breastfed
that like
until
it
2.
does your metabolism. This isn't like scientific. This is just me being human.
no,
right
no,
now.
tell
Okay.
us. Because we're not
I've
scientific at all.
I've heard that like breastfeeding like burns calories.
It does.
It
So I
does.
joked with my husband. I'm like, when I have a kid, I'm gonna just pump even if they're 18 and no one's getting any.
Yeah.
I'm like,
There you go.
Yes.
They
That's why Teresa's so slow.
That's why
They
they-
still punch.
They
got
say not
12.
to use it. They say not to use it like as birth control, but that is why I could not get pregnant with my 4th child because I was still nursing our 3rd child. And at 2 years old, I had to just stop her so I could start my medicine. And as soon as I stopped her, within 2 months, I got pregnant. I was like, my doctor.
You was
there
just
it was.
further, girl.
There it
That
was.
girl further.
You know what else? I was gonna ask.
Oh, girl, you don't even
All right. And on this one, just turn your head to either side.
upgrade or
They don't
whatever,
care as
they'll
long
do
as at
stuff
the end of
like
the
that.
day your chin is not in the picture.
Right.
You have too much empathy.
That's because you got caffeine.
It's cold.
That's
Yeah,
right,
right,
that's
so-
right.
Beautiful test. We're done, my dear.
Yay!
Nice and painless.
Look, and so there's there's no creases. She's up. We got this area. We've got
I
her
mean-
muscle down to the nipple level, so she's in there. We have her lymph nodes. Her
See.
nipple is facing straight
It
out.
looks
That's a
beautiful,
perfectly
Brad.
positioned
Nice.
picture.